Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Rundown. Today is September 17th and my name is Maylene. First, news from around the world. Evergrande, one of the largest property developers in China, filed for U.S. bankruptcy protection in August under Chapter 15. China's real estate sector has been struggling with debt since 2021, with the revelation that Evergrande had over $300 billion in liabilities. Since then, other major developers have seen failures in delivering projects, triggering worry across the sector. Some of the government interventions to prevent the market from drowning were to cut the mortgage rates, removing some of the red tape, and offering more loans to developers. Let's see how the property market in China will continue from there. Dubai plans for 2024 to be the year of Chinese investors, with the majority of developers looking for Chinese-speaking real estate agents like me. In the GCC, in August, Gulf Business announced that Saudi Arabia launched an online platform to provide information to buyers and owners. It will also provide e-services as part of the Real Estate Wealth Digitization Initiative under the National Transformation Program. Now, focusing on Dubai, let's talk about real estate tokenization. Future Now partners with DigiShares in order to offer tokenized real estate investments using blockchain technology. Assuming the implementation is successful, blockchain can solve many of our current trust issues with the real estate market. Advantages to blockchain will be in security and transparency of transactions, immutability so nobody can manipulate the information, efficiency and cost savings, as generally blockchain is more efficient than manual records, global reach, enabling investments from around the world, enhanced liquidity, allowing simplified share sales compared to conventional off-plan resale, reduced transaction costs by reducing intermediaries, and transparency from public ledger records. Note that very little information is available at the moment. Many of the articles are vague with major errors. I advise only those who are confident in blockchain technology and who are familiar with tokenization to invest their money in the beginning. Stay tuned because Future Now is hosting seminars for free to those who are interested in learning more. An article published by The Star in Singapore highlights a success story of an investor who used the platform Fraxter by the founders of FRX Capital. The investor was happy with a 12% ROI, but he ended up achieving a 20% ROI on his investment of 100,000 Singapore dollars after 3 years. Logistically, real estate tokens in Singapore are considered security tokens. These are regulated under the Securities and Futures Act. Companies looking to create tokens need a capital market services license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Fraxter can only market their tokens to institutional investors and accredited investors as regulations are much tighter for retail investors. According to Singapore-based experts, tokenization is still in infancy and cannot become a proper substitute for REITs. Comparing Singapore to Dubai, two international and wealthy cities, we can take a page from their advice as well. REITs have just been introduced, which I speak about in my previous real estate rundown. However, they are much more mature in Singapore. Dubai has placed a significant emphasis on metaverse technologies, so it is possible that tokenization is not too early for Dubai, provided that enough protections and regulations are in place beforehand. In housing predictions, amidst the storm of new launches by property developers, an interesting article published by Zewa in August suggests that we may have a housing shortage. Considering that Dubai hopes to double its population to 6 million by 2033 and reach 7.8 million by 2040, this also entails that the housing stock will need to double. The current rate of deliveries according to Knight Frank will be just 8,500 homes per year. Based on the momentum, the prediction is that housing prices will continue to be pressured upwards. In the past year, the housing prices have spiked by 17% according to Knight Frank. Also, a survey of business leaders by Alvarez and Marcel found that 44% of leaders are expecting a negative impact on the real estate sector in the near future, with some doubting that the UAE can avoid the negative effects of world events indefinitely. The most interesting finding of this survey is that the majority of respondents believe that retail will be impacted by tight wallets and shifts to digital platforms. You might have learned in macroeconomics that whatever business leaders believe is going to happen, they will start to act like it will happen, and possibly it might happen. Now, an investment tip. Developers might not be transparent about their actual inventory, so they may sell out a project immediately, but if you are lucky, they might have cancellations that match the exact unit you are looking for. This is a regular trick that property developers have used to artificially inflate urgency. In depositing an EOI, or an expression of interest, it can make your process more streamlined. However, EOIs are usually not refundable, and they contribute to the down payment that you will need to cough up on signing the SPA, or Sales and Purchase Agreement. Be careful when you drop an EOI, as usually you don't receive any detailed project information by that time. I would advise making the advanced payment when you are an experienced investor and you are familiar with the developer and the project. Now for new launches. From the master developers. So a master developer is a developer who is in charge of creating an entire community. They tend to be the most trustworthy developers because they are semi-government companies, although that's not always true. Expo Dubai Group has launched a new development in Expo Valley. Shamsa townhouses will be 3 to 4 bedrooms starting at 3.6 million. The community is intended to be full of nature and greenery. Master developer Dubai South has launched Phase 3 of South Bay along Expo Road, a community consisting of townhouses, semi-detached homes, and mansions. There will be a total of 5 clusters, and they are now releasing 200 more units for sale. The units range from 3 to 7 bedrooms, prices are starting at 3.2 million, and there will also be a lagoon in the completed community. Master developer Dubai Properties has launched the final phase for Mudon Al Ranim. This is a community of 3 to 4 bedroom townhouses starting at 2.4 million. This development is situated on the land next to Dubai Hills and Sustainable City. DIFC has announced its first ever residential project, DIFC Living. This will severely impact all the developers targeting Dubai's swollen banker market, and for good reason, seeing how their commercial and sculptural features have turned out so far. The residence will feature 1 to 3 bedroom units, and the tower will dedicate the first 9 stories to a co-working space to foster innovation. Now for the sub-developers. MEG has pre-launched Katura Business Bay. This is a high-rise tower expected to face the canal, although other details remain under wraps until later this year. Katura Reserve by MEG has achieved some remarkable attention for their luxurious bonsai trees, vintage cars, and impressive showroom. So the Business Bay project will hopefully be more of the same. Damac has launched Volta in Business Bay along Sheikh Zayed Road. This is expected to be a 60-story residence, all with non-standard curved walls. From my experience, the iconic Absolute World Towers in Mississauga, Canada are considered to be extremely difficult to live in. The expected completion is for 2028. Note that many developers can deliver up to 12 months after the contracted completion date without penalty, so keep this in mind for your calculations. Omniyat has launched Vela, a 30-story tower on the canal of Business Bay next to their other hotel and residence project, the Lana. This tower consists of 38 3 to 5 bedroom units from over 4,000 square feet to 23,000 square feet, starting at 30 million dirhams. It is set to be managed by the Dorchester Collection, and the expected delivery date will be in 2026. Samana has announced Golf Views in Sports City. This project will be G plus P plus 14 and have a view of the Els Club golf course. This developer boasts an 8-year payment plan rivaling Danube, and their prices start at around 650,000 dirhams. Empire Developments, a new developer formed by merging SK Holdings and Peace Home Real Estate, announced themselves this past August. They aim for the low-cost market, and their first project, Empire Residence in JBC, is set to deliver in only 90 days. They have recently launched Empire Suites, a mid-rise tower to be built in JBC. Acube Developments, a new subsidiary of Acube SFO registered in DMCC, opened their Dubai branch just this month, and they have launched their first project, Adhara Star, in Arjan. This is a 17-story residence consisting of 1 to 3 bedroom units starting at 990,000 dirhams. Handover is expected for 2025. Nabni Developers announced Avenue Residences 5 in Al Furjan. The residence will have 1 to 3 bedroom units starting at 990,000 dirhams, and the expected completion date will be in 2025. Nabni has built already Avenue 1, 2, 3, and 4, so you can use them as an example of what to expect for Avenue 5. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next real estate rundown.